In 1953, Dwight Eisenhower was president of the United States, and he went to the UN General Assembly, and he gave a very famous speech. He called for the use of atoms for peace. And out of that speech, there were basically two initiatives. One was the creation of a global institution, the International Atomic Energy Agency, and the other was a bilateral US policy initiative to create what became known as Section 123 agreements, bilateral agreements that were put in place between the United States and more than 40 countries so that US nuclear power technology could go to other countries with assurances that they would be secure, they wouldn't be diverted to other countries, and the material wouldn't be used to create nuclear weapons. Now we come to AI. Literally in the 12 months since we were here a year ago, that is the inspiration we took. Microsoft and G42 had to negotiate an agreement for our technology to come together to build out and have G42 build out data centers in the UAE and around the world. So we first created an agreement between ourselves. We called it an Intergovernmental Assurance Agreement, basically constructed the same way to ensure that the AI technology and the GPUs would be secure, they wouldn't be diverted for improper uses. Out of that framework, the US then needed to create an export licensing regime. The litmus test, the so-called guinea pig or experiment, was an export license that Microsoft had to secure last year to export GPUs to the UAE. So the US government, on an interagency basis, basically took the concepts that we had developed and spent a lot of time, it was a laborious and slow process, but fashioned an export license with conditions that, again, underscored these same things. And then this last administration, in its last week, concluded with this long rule about so-called AI diffusion, call it really AI export controls, that it tries to apply this on a global basis. And I completely agree with Ian, there's an opportunity to look at it, to simplify it, but when you look through all the details, what you see is the emergence of a new regime to export AI around the world as nuclear power was exported around the world. And I think that is now moving forward, and that's a good thing.